Welcome to Trial Lawyer Review, a podcast for and about trial lawyers. We will tell the stories about trial lawyers go to battle every day in courtrooms throughout the United States for injury victims. This is about their stories and their practices.
Because at the end of the day, the culmination of a really good trial lawyer's career would be that we were all out of business. But people, that's not going to happen. But if we can make people a little less careless, make the world a little more safe, then we can feel good about what it is that we've done.
I think if I could go back and talk to young lawyers that are just getting out, I would tell them, I think the most important thing is, and it sounds super simple, showing up, being prepared, and being honest are probably the three most important things. Because a lot of lawyers, showing up just means being everywhere on time. Being prepared means actually being prepared.
If you believe in your case and you do your homework, you can take those risks and damn sure win for your clients.
But what I have found is, I think when you are comfortable with who you are and you are just authentic in front of a jury, I think that lawyers factor in race too much when evaluating what a jury is going to do. I think at the end of the day, like if you're just a normal person, most of us have similar experiences. And like, if you're just real, people are going to react to that, and people are going to appreciate that, and people are going to listen to you.
Even when we're done with trial or we're finished with a case, we've resolved it, and sought justice for our client, whether it be through settlement, arbitration, or a jury trial, it doesn't finish there. We're not done. There's so much more work to do.
When I was a young lawyer, I didn't read novels. I read trial transcripts. I would go get a trial transcript from a really good lawyer, and I'd read it. And I kept reading them. And after a while, you start to see the patterns. You start to see what great lawyers do to win their case.
You always want to have hope. I mean, there's no point in doing this if there's no hope. I mean, you hope that, the jurors are never going to give you money just to give because your person got hurt. They want to think that their money that they're awarding is going to help, that it's going to make life better for the injured person. And so you've got to, give them hope.
I truly believe. I think that trial lawyers are the last line of defense for so much. We hold the powerful accountable, whether it's it's politicians committing crimes or corporations cutting corners and harming people and killing people. Like, we are the last line of defense.
I have the opportunity to choose who I want to represent, to pursue only the cases that I think are worth pursuing. And at the end of the day, when the cases work out, which knock on wood they usually do, we change lives and in a really impactful way. So
I think it's one of the things that makes you feel really good, in addition to getting your client their recovery, is in almost every case I'm hired on, and probably all of my colleagues get the same request. Almost none of the clients ask about what's the case worth and when can we get our recovery. I would say, if not 100%, 99.8% say, can you help this never happen to someone else?
I think that's what makes plaintiff's trial lawyers different, is you live it. It's part of your life. You can never turn it off, ever. And, and I think that's what makes us do our jobs better, and it's truly a calling.
Give yourself grace to realize that you will not achieve perfection, and if anybody says that they have, they're lying. So do the best you can and find your perfect imbalance.
So I've had a lot of these conversations with lawyers. You know, it's a profession. It's not a business. It is a profession, and an honorable profession, and I'm proud of it, and I cherish my license, and I cherish my ability to help people.
I do think that Rawlings is one of the biggest, and the last kind of number that I heard was that there were 400 subrogation analysts. Their location is like the size of a football field on one floor, but there's 3 floors in that building, and then there's 2 other buildings. So it's definitely a very big campus.
Over that week to 2 weeks, however long it takes to try the case, there has to be a transformation of that jury from an intellectual viewpoint to a viewpoint that is filled with empathy and understanding about what the client has gone through.
I think that it is possible for firms to hire women lawyers, promote women lawyers, and to really build an inclusive community. And I think that it has to be a wake-up call that every firm take a look at who they're hiring, how they're hiring people, and the efforts that they're doing to seek a bigger pool of applicants, if you will. And I also think that having conversations like we're having now.
You know, all my clients are special, but that case was particularly special because it was really hard for me to work on that case because my clients reminded me like me. She reminded me of my kid, and it was hard, and that was really hard, and it was a notoriously very, very, very difficult plaintiff's venue, and people thought I was crazy for turning down the offers that had been made and trying the case, but I believed in the case, and I believed in what we were doing.
Out of all the advice I would give a young lawyer, I would say you got to work hard, but not just in your profession. You've got to work hard for clients, you got to work hard to improve your profession, and you got to work hard in your community. And if you do those things, it's going to come back to pay dividends long term.
I've been doing a lot of mentoring of women, and one of the things that I've learned is that women actually do better in the courtroom than men do. Jurors trust women attorneys and women expert witnesses more than they trust men. And yet women are 2/3 less likely to be lead counsel. So first of all, I would urge all of the male lawyers out there, consider elevating some of the women in your firm to be lead counsel because it's going to be financially beneficial to you.
Yeah, I get choked up just thinking about it. That's how I get involved with my clients. Is I don't care what people say. You know, people say you're not supposed to get too personal with your clients. Well, I say bullshit. I do. Because I am then able to tell their story as if they were there. Because Jake could not tell his story. Maria Carrion could not tell her story because she was dead. Jake could not tell his story. So it's up to me to tell the story. And I only know one way to tell the story, and that's to become them.
Well, and I think part of the struggle sometimes is that people don't know how to play the MSP compliance game. You know, they don't realize how there's really no one set path that you have to follow. You know, the journey really depends on what you have going on in your particular case. So that game board is always the same. The game board is the MSP compliance game, but all the pieces and the strategies, they change, which is why it's really, to me, a uniquely fascinating area of law if you actually practice it correctly.
Thanks for tuning in to Trial Lawyer Review. You can find more at triallawyerreview.com and look for more episodes and more content coming in the future.